Hi, I'm Libby Vinson from NJACP. It's hard to believe that we're here at the end of July. My first year has passed, and what an incredible year it has been. Thank you for being with me on this journey and welcoming me into the association with such open arms and giving me the privilege to visit your agencies, learn about what you do, and be an advocate for who you are and the important work that you do every single day. So I want to start by thanking you. I'm excited for year two, and we have so many things that are already underway leading into year two. But before we get into that, I want to just sort of mark by just a couple of days ago on July 26th was the 36th anniversary of the signing of the Americans with Disabilities Act, a landmark legislation that advanced inclusion. And it's not lost on me that I have the privilege of representing you, the agencies that make inclusion possible every single day. And I want to keep that thought front and center in everything that NJACP does. And you'll see in our messaging, one of the things that we're really going to be focusing on is the impact of the inclusion that you make possible and the impact of the work that you do on the lives of the people that you support, the families that you help support. I think one of the pieces that's really somewhat lost in the conversation is the economic impact that providers make. You provide thousands of jobs across the state. You enable individuals to go to work. You enable their family members to go to work. You're also huge consumers in the community, purchasing goods and services, cars, appliances for homes, furniture for your homes. And also when you take individuals out into the community, they're patroning restaurants and movie theaters that are right there in the community. I want to lean into that in a greater way in year two and talk about the contributions that you make, not only into the individuals' lives that you impact, but also in the economy and how you are a part of the economic force in New Jersey. One of the things that I'm really excited about in September is our Heroes event, celebrating the workers that make inclusion possible every day, our direct support professionals. On September 18th, as we've done in the past, we'll have a Heroes celebration, still virtual, but it's a wonderful way to pay tribute to the workers that are really the foundation of our community-based system. If you have not nominated a direct support professional, we're asking each one of our members to nominate one. We recognize that there are many more in your organizations that are worthy, but one DSP in your organization that really has stood out in your mind, that has stood by their individual, supporting individual choice, enabling them to reach their goals, being there for the quiet times, and the approaching the job with patience, with caring, with supportiveness, and the love that we would all want for our own family members. So if you have those DSPs, and I know we do across the state, please submit a nomination by August 15th so we can celebrate them on September 18th. Even though it's the summertime, we're not taking a break. We have many constituency groups that are meeting. There's so many important issues happening. Corporate compliance and quality assurance is meeting right here just tomorrow. And they're really going to be diving into the enforcement law that went into effect on July 1st. As you know, the guidance for that law is not coming out until the end of the summer, with the regulations not for probably another year or so. So we're going to be looking into what information is available at this point and providing recommendations or thoughts on implementation. So an important conversation that's happening. Our HR committee meeting is meeting on August 4th. Deb and Joe from Schenck Price, our strategic partners, will dive into the changes with the New Jersey Family Leave Law and temporary disability insurance. On our membership meeting in July, we had Amy Vasquez, who was great, from the Employer Association, provide some details on these important changes to the law and how you as employers need to ensure your policies are in line with the latest laws. Joe and Deb will now take this further and answer your questions that you may have and provide tips and guidance for you as you implement these changes. The small and developing providers is also meeting at the end of August, and we're going to be talking about all of these issues and providing support for our newest and our developing providers. Our annual policy forum is coming up on November 9th, where we have invited the governor, and we're hopeful that she or someone from her administration will be joining us. We'll also be having a reporters roundtable of sorts, focusing on New Jersey policy, because this meeting is going to be on November 9th, just a few days after the midterm elections in Congress. So we'll talk about the impacts here in New Jersey. So much of the summer, we're also diving right back into advocacy. Budget advocacy does not stop because it is July 1st came. We are getting right back underway. In fact, tomorrow I'll be meeting with legislators up in North Jersey. So we encourage you, if you haven't hosted a site visit, please do that. Please bring lawmakers out to your agency so they can see with their own eyes the important work that you do. There is nothing, I can tell them what it is that you do, but for them to see it and meet some of the individuals that you support and meet your staff, that's really leaves the impact. So please join us and just reach out. We will take care of all of the details to set up site visits. We're preparing for the September launch certainly the legislature will be back in September, so we're getting ready, all of our messaging in line, so we're fully prepared to engage in a thoughtful manner when the legislature comes back. Earlier today, our board of directors met, and we finalized our strategic plan, which is really our roadmap for our next 3 years and the priorities of what we're going to be focusing on. I'm excited in September when you all come to NJACP for our membership meeting on September 23rd. I'll be sharing that strategic plan because it really is your strategic plan. It's the priorities of the entire provider community and where we can best support you and how we can advance high quality community supports that are sustainable. So I look forward to sharing more on that. We're also continuing our podcast. So if you're interested in being a part of those conversations, they're going to be more issue focused. So if there's an issue that you would like to discuss, please drop me an email, call me. All my contact information is readily available right on the website. You know how to reach me. Please join me. It's important that your perspective is heard through our podcast. So through our podcast, through social medias, please continue to tag us so we can lift up your stories and the important work that you're doing. And remember that if you're having an issue or challenge with any process or procedure or you need assistance, please don't hesitate to call us. That's why we are here. We're here to assist you. We're here to be there for you, and we're here to be your partner in moving the system forward. So thank you so much for listening, and thank you for being a part of this conversation. I look forward to certainly seeing you in September at our membership meeting, but hopefully before that at one of these constituency groups. And don't forget, August 15th, nominate a DSP from your organization. Thank you.